we're out here. This is the field where the magic happens.
Benning Bites with Damon Benning. Benning Bites with Damon Benning.
It's another episode of Benning Bites. Appreciate you being a part of what we do. Brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, daily fantasy. A little higher, a little lower. You like numbers? You like all sorts of sports? You like competitive daily fantasy sports? Underdog Fantasy is for you. Just make sure you visit the website. They got a great app too. The app is pretty sweet, highly functional, easy to use, and make sure you enter the promo code Benning. It's BENNING. You guys like how I kind of had to respell that? BENNING. I don't think you have to use all caps, but do that. I have a great time doing it. Quick turnarounds. It's fun too. It's really fun, especially if you like multiple sports and to stay current. It helps you stay sharp with stats too. It's amazing how those things go hand in hand. It's Underdog Sports Fantasy. Anyway, appreciate you. Great show today. ESPN 590, ESPN Tri-Cities. KFR at 9 o'clock starting in Lincoln. Google, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Lively chat today. A lot of playoff discussion talk. We'll get more into the bowl game as the week wears on. The transfer portal, who's staying, who's going, what's happening with coaching hires. Missed a good volleyball opportunity today with Nebraska on the hunt. And apparently, not to make this all volleyball, but I do think it's interesting how Coach Cook has kind of evolved. He's doing this social media thing, and he's got TikTok going, and he's got this relationship with the girls and the kind of a younger team, even though they brought back a ton of experience, young in some spots. But like his evolution as a coach has been kind of impressive because it seems like he's gotten out of his comfort zone too. And I wonder if that's kind of the thing that his team needed, especially after the ending last year going into this season. So he's been interesting to watch. I don't know. I don't know if I want to be like in his head, like on a day-to-day basis, but he would be captivating to kind of do a job shadow. As Nebraska received the information this weekend on the heels of a volleyball win, tough basketball loss, that they will be going to New York and the Pinstripe Bowl against Boston College. And I think for Coach Rhule, it's an important time. I asked Sam today, and I'm curious to get some thoughts, and you can hit us up tomorrow, 888-638-4876. What do you think Coach Rhule meant when he said, hey, it's December, there's transactions, we want to be playing meaningful games in December, players are going to go, coaches will be sought after. And he basically said, get used to it. And I thought that was interesting where kind of quietly he embraced the transactional side, but also having some guys that may be sought after, whether they are your coaches or players, because either way, that means you're in a successful spot. And he kind of joked that, hey, if nobody's talking about you, that means you're not doing anything in December. Where it's once again where he's – I don't know if embracing – I always say embracing chaos. I don't really know if that's what I mean, like, ooh, and like invite it. But he does seem to thrive in it. And I go back to the conversation I had off air with Coach Holgerson where he said, I can learn from that, where he just seems to thrive and do his best work. Now, I don't know if there's long-term sustainability with that, like from a health standpoint, like emotional. So we just need to keep having those healthy outlets so that stuff doesn't get built up, because I think that's the most challenging thing about the profession, is dealing with all the things that come with not actually just doing X's and O's. So as long as he has help in doing that. But I did find that interesting about get used to this in December. I'd be curious to get your guys' thoughts. Make sure you hit us up, 888-638-4876, or when you join us in the YouTube stream, what does that mean for you and how did it land? What's going to spark some thought? And is there some merit to what he's saying, depending on what your interpretation was. Anxious to hear from you. That's another episode of Benning Bites.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.